What's up, Facebook and YouTubers? Happy Wednesday. God, I almost said Friday. I'm so hopeful. Um, Happy Wednesday, and welcome to the first of many sessions that Miss Kelly and I are going to have about helping moms to release that overwhelm, because it's real out here in these entrepreneurial special needs mama streets. And it's really easy with all that we have to do in between our business and our family and the therapy appointments and the after school activities for us to get really overwhelmed and just overstimulated by life and to shut down and be like, okay, now I don't know what to do. So Kelly and I decided to get together to help y'all out and to finish the year off strong, finish it off real strong. So if you are hanging out with us on Facebook, please know and understand that this is the last one that will be on Facebook. We definitely just wanted to hit our family, let everybody know what was going on. If this is something you want to rock with on a regular basis, Kelly and I are going to hook up twice a month. We'll let everybody know when we're going to be showing up. And then you can always join us on YouTube. The link will always be in any type of sharing that we do with our Facebook family. So now we are going to get it on and popping. What are we talking about today, Kelly?
Woo, we have some real golden nuggets for you guys today. Our topic is say no and be real. We're going to talk about some boundary setting. We're going to talk about just some golden nuggets that's going to get you through to the next phase. Some things that you can take on today, that you can start to implement today, things that you can use right at your fingertips, and is going to start to relieve some of that overwhelm and some of that stress that you are feeling. So we got lots of golden nuggets for you guys today. Feel free to ask questions. This live is for you all. So as we go and talk, be with us in the conversation. So we want to start off with talking about saying no, being real, but setting up boundaries. We want to talk about what is a boundary versus what is not a boundary. So when I think of boundaries, realistically, I'm like, okay, what is a boundary? Is it, something that's physical? Is it something that's tangible? Like, what is this boundary? But all in all, to make it simple and plain for you guys, a boundary is something that keeps you all together. It keeps the good stuff in and it keeps the distractions and the bad stuff away. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, what that boundary looks like, how we want to set it up to be good for you, and how we're going to set it up so that all those distractions don't interfere with your day-to-day and things that you have going on. So, Charmaine, what would you say is an example of something that's not a boundary?
So for me, not a boundary is not being able to clearly, not a boundary is not being able to clearly know what you need. Like, you may not think of that as not being a boundary, but what happens is when you don't clearly know what you need, you end up taking on a lot of things that you don't need to take on. And so then you're like, well, I don't like this, but then what do I like? And, we talked about this in our Special Mom, Special Kids Summit, to where when moms aren't clear, what ends up happening is that a lot of things start spilling in to that space. And so they get overwhelmed really quick because there's a lot of stuff in their space. So not a boundary is not being clear about what it is that you actually want and what assistance that you need.
I like that. I really like that. I want to piggyback off of that, saying that when we don't know what we need, then it also leads to us not being decisive. It leads to us not being able to really make decisions when we go about our day. So for me, I think an example of not having a boundary or those very blurred boundaries is being very indecisive, going back to not knowing what I want, because I can't make a decision on my day to day. I can't make a decision on what I need in the moment. I can't make a decision on what I need for my family. And I'm struggling with making decisions on what I need for my business. So that indecisiveness.
Sorry, here's the gag. Most women think that when they're in that indecisive space, that it's solely due to external overwhelm, when in fact it's that internal chatter that they can't shut off because they don't have clarity. And then when you tell them, okay, well, you need to get clear, so that I don't have time to get clear. I'll get clear when I have more space. But they don't understand that the path to more space, the path to freedom, is clarity and order. And they, like, in that moment when you're in the trenches, you can't fathom, you can't put the puzzle pieces together to see how having order and clarity and taking an extra day or two just to get things together is going to actually help you move faster. I don't know why it feels like that when you're in that space. It just feels like, oh my God, if I stop now, it's all going to blow up and fall apart.
Mm-hmm. Woo! I just clutched my pearls, my figurative pearls that I got on right now. Oh, I just clutched my pearls, but you are so right in saying that. It is that internal chatter. It's those negative things that we tell ourselves, those things that we've ingrained in our own minds every day. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so stressed. I can't do. I won't do. I have no help. All
I don't
those
know how
negative
I ended
things.
up like this. I don't know how to the I don't know statements. I don't know how I ended up like this. I don't know how to get out of this. How did I get this way? Or how did I get this way? You know, why does nothing ever work out for me? Like those are like statements that should be like red flags. That should be a red flag.
Yes. Yes, it should be. And it's funny because when we get into those stressful situations and those challenging situations, those things go on repeat in our minds. And we say it over and over and over and over again. And then we start believing it ourselves. And we're like, how did I even get to this place?
Yes. And that's why having guidance is so important, because I know for me and the women that I've worked with, we have this, especially Black women. I should be able to totally save myself. I should not need any help because I'm smart enough, I'm strong enough, Black excellence, boom, pow. I should be able to do all this on my own. F going to therapy. I don't need no coach. Plus, I got to use the money for this anyway. And then we end up even more overwhelmed because we won't reach out for help. And reaching out for help is such it's a big girl thing. It's like a big girl panty activity, reaching out for help. Doing it by
Yes.
yourself is not a big girl panty activity. Reaching out for help is a grown woman activity. That's a grown woman step. And we need to be able to feel comfortable and to embrace that. Because for so long we've been told, well, how come you can't figure it out for yourself? Why ain't you doing such and such? You know, why are you going to therapy? Why are you doing this? Because I can't do all this by myself.
Exactly. That is some grown woman ish. We have to be able to say, I need help. Can you help me? The question is, how do we learn to do that? Because we haven't been taught to do it.
No.
Like you said, we've always been told, just pick yourself up, just do it, just fix it. You know what to do. But I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't teach me how to do this. I didn't go to school and take a class on life lessons. That's not how this life works. Yeah, so for me, it's just like how do we learn? Who is going to teach us? And like you said, we have to have that sisterhood. We have to have those people around us that's cheering us on, that has our back, and that's working with us on how do we get to that next level? How do we get to that next step? And like you said, it can be therapy, it can be a coach, it can be your sister friends that have already arrived to that level.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the other part of all of that is in knowing those steps, like, you know, women saying, oh, you should have known how to do that. When you have add a special needs child on that. And that type of parenting is different than neurotypical parenting because there are different steps involved. And I've had family members tell me, well, you're their mom. You should just, it's like, I am tired. I'm back and forth at therapies. You know, either they're not sleeping right or they're crying all the time because they can't communicate. And you're telling me I should just be able to handle it. I really feel like packing my bags and like leaving my husband with these damn kids. That's how I feel. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, in our community specifically, being guilted into not feeling overwhelmed by being a special needs parent. And then when you add on all the different pieces, entrepreneur, you might be an employee during the day. You know, you might have all these different pieces. And for some reason, we think that we're just supposed to be able to just handle it with no problem and smile. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where the breakdown comes in. And so we don't set boundaries with people because we feel like we're not really supposed to set boundaries, that we're just
Mm-hmm.
supposed to let people flow and go all over us. And we're supposed to do all the things and we're supposed to be in all the places. You know, I don't know about you, but women come to me a lot and go, well, I'm trying to do all the things. And I go, baby, well, what are all the things?
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, like you said, they're not clear about what all the things are.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. The second part is then when they start, you get them. Have you ever had them to like list off, like, tell me what do you do in a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally everything that happens to pop up. I was working on my landing page, but then, you know, my husband called and asked me to go to the store and get his favorite olives.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was at the store, my mama called me and asked me to do this. And then my child's school called me and I had to drop, like, it's no.
Yeah. Yes, it is so much. It's like we literally have the world on our shoulders. And it's so different, like you said, for moms, entrepreneurs with children of special needs, because it's a whole different kind of parenting. Like you said, we're dealing with their struggles and their challenges. We're dealing with their IEP meetings. We're dealing with their school teachers and random Zoom calls. And, you know, because we're still in this COVID stuff out here. So we're dealing with the random Zoom calls and can you come and do this? And can you come because, you know, your child is having an issue here, there, and everywhere. Or you get that phone call, hey, babe, can you go pick up the pepperoni for the pizza tonight? Or like we have the world on our shoulders.
Yes.
And it's like, how do we say, no, I can't do this right now? And then do it without feeling guilt and not feeling as if the person that asked me is going to be mad because you don't want to make your mama mad. Don't
Right.
make your mama mad because she didn't ask you to go to the store and pick up something and you said, well, no, mom, I can't do that right now. Don't make mama mad.
No. That's something I had to learn how to do, is to set boundaries with my mom, because she was like, well, you're home all day. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but I'm not eating ice cream and watching TV. And it would be these random conversations, like, and I've gotten into them with girlfriends as well that don't understand the whole entrepreneur journey, girlfriends that maybe don't understand the special needs journey. It's like, so what do you mean your child is having a meltdown? Like, if they bad, just whoop their ass. And you're like, this is not what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. This
Mm-hmm.
is not what's going on. I just can't do that. Oh, they won't eat those chicken nuggets. Well, hell, you make them eat them. Like, you know, that's all you serving.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that one. And, you know, making a child that has food aversions try to eat something. It's like, who, I tried that
Mm-hmm.
once with my daughter. It was like a plate of chicken all upside the thing. Then she like
Mm-hmm.
forced herself to puke. It was a bigger mess for me than it was for her, because she could, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to force her to eat it.
Yes.
Yes, like August said, yes, I'm at home and working and my babies are extra. Yes,
Yes.
exactly. You have to be able to stand in that. And
Mm-hmm.
no, Judy, the old ways wasn't working when, you know, they were instituted, but for some reason our moms, our aunts, the other women in our tribe just
Mm-hmm.
rolled with it. And
Yeah.
finally, we are in this space where we are so much more empowered. And that's something that Kelly and I um, really want you ladies to see, is that right now you have so much power, and that power
Mm-hmm.
is in clarity. We keep, me and her going for the whole series. You're going to hear clarity like 50 million, 1,100 times, because
Yes.
that is how important knowing what you want, what's going
Mm-hmm.
on, how you want to feel. That's how important that is. And trying to brush past that piece some of the other coaches and therapists, they don't even ask you about where you are. It's like where you want to go. Excuse me, you can't really effectively get to where you want to go until you even see if where you are is in alignment. Like,
Mm-hmm.
can you really get to A to Z, or are you missing some letters in the middle?
Yes,
Right?
that's right. And here's one of those golden nuggets for everybody. When we talk about that self-reflection piece and knowing exactly what we want and being clear, start with asking yourself, who do I need help from? When do I need the help? Where do I need the help? And how can you help me? Who, when, where, how?
Wait a minute, who? I'm writing this down because this is good.
Who do I need the help from? When do I need the help? Where do I need the help? And how can you help me?
And so, Kelly, can we tell the children how they get to know this question, how they get to know the answers to these questions, how they get there? They have to be
They have to be clear. They have
crystal.
to be crystal super clear with themselves. And that's an honesty moment that you have to have with yourself. Like, it has to be a no BS conversation with yourself in the mirror, nobody around, and you just being real and raw with yourself. Who do I need help from? When, where, and how?
And here's the other thing, again, going back to support. Now, what me and Kelly are saying possibly sounds like really easy. Oh, all I have to do is write a list of who, when, where, and how. However, this is where the piece comes in again from getting support. This is where the piece comes in from giving yourself grace. Because I don't know about you, Kelly. I can do this now, but that's from years of consistent and persistent action, of trying to list out, oh, that's not working. Let me go here. Trying to list out, oh, that's not working. Let me try to get, don't look for the solution. This is not an instantaneous solution, right? This is something that you're going to have to grow into and build and finesse it a little bit, because you've been operating out of alignment for so long that if you think you can do this once and then tomorrow your life is going to be broke peaches and cream, you are delusional.
Nope.
And what's going to happen is you're going to end up overwhelmed again,
Mm-hmm.
because it might work for one day, it might work for 1 week, but because you haven't set up a foundation, it's going to fall, and then you're going to fall hard and end up right back where you were.
That is absolutely correct. Nothing happens overnight. It takes time. It is definitely a process, and you have to build that foundation. That first part of that foundation is the golden nugget that we just gave out, is be clear with yourself so that you can figure out what it is that you need. What do you need in this moment? What do you want in this moment? That's starting to build the foundation. It's definitely not going to happen overnight. And like you said, it takes years. It takes time to build on that. It's going to be some trial and error. There's going to be some things that you thought would work. You put it into practice, and then it blows up in your face, and you're like, what just happened here? And then you go back to the drawing board and you say, all right, check that off my list because that clearly didn't work. And then you figure out something else, and then you see how that works.
Exactly. And that's the deal. That's
Yep.
how you be real, by being clear, and it allows you the ability to say no to things that aren't in alignment with where you said you want to be and how you said you want things to look. That is
Yep.
so important. And getting support for that journey, I'm going to be honest. Most of us, because of the level of overwhelm that we are in, cannot do this alone. If you do it alone, it'll possibly cause you even more overwhelmed. It will possibly frustrate you to the point of giving up, because changing patterns within yourself and within your household is not always easy, especially for the past 10 to 15 years. You've been showing up as go-to girl. And then all of a sudden you stop doing everybody's laundry. I'm going to give a quick story. So when I did this and I stopped doing everybody's laundry, I was like, I'm not doing nobody else's laundry. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
My husband was so hurt. He was like, I thought he was so hurt. He took it personally that I was not doing anybody else's laundry but my own, because
Oh,
it had become an expectation that this is
mm-hmm.
what I do. And so a lot of the times when you show up in a certain way and you carry on these expectations, and then you decide to say, this isn't working for me anymore, the
Mm-hmm.
people around you are going to give you going to give you flack. Like, that's a
Yeah.
no-brainer. But again, when you're clear, you're able to go, nope,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not picking up nobody else's clothes. I said I wasn't doing laundry. And it allows you to stay in your truth a lot
Yes.
better. Most definitely.
Yes, yes. And it's funny that you say that, because when we start to make those little changes, the people around us are in shock because they're so used to us, like you said, being that yes girl, being the
Yeah.
one that's going to do everything that we used to do. And it's really going to take them to a whole nother place and be like, well, why aren't you doing A, B, C, and D? Like, this is what you do. I need you to do it. And you're like, yeah, no, we're not doing that no more. It really puts them in a different place. But like you said, we have to be clear and we have to say no, but we also have to be clear with them as well. Be very direct and clear. I said no. I'm not doing A, B, C, and D. And then you can finesse it and tell them why. This is why I'm not doing it, because I need my mental and my emotional to be
Hello.
on point. Okay. True
Hello.
story. I had to set, same boundaries with my mom. I remember when I got married and, we had our son, and my mom was always used to me as her youngest child being the one that she can, go to and who's going to, do things for, at the drop of a dime when she asks. And one day it was just like, yeah, no, mom, I can't do that. Like, I have a whole family over here. I have a job. I have a business. Like, I can't do that. And at first she was taken aback, like, well, but you used to do it. And, I'm mom. And I was just like, yeah, well, I know you mom and I love you, but I can't do that because I need me to be okay. Because if I'm not okay, I'm not going to be okay for anybody else.
Right. If I can't put on my own oxygen mask, y'all gonna be living, and the
We're
plane
going
gonna
to
go
crash
down.
and
I'm gonna
burn.
be dead.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, Kelly, this was so much fun. So
Yeah.
everybody, we will be doing these twice a month after this month, because this month is about over. Can y'all believe this? This month
Woo.
is about over. So moving forward, we'll be doing these about twice a month. We're going to wait on your feedback. Not wait. We're going to see how you guys give us feedback. We
Mm-hmm.
would really love to expound on these things and really dig deep with all of you and put you in a workshop and just really just pour into you, because this is the century of no black mama left behind, period.
Yes.
And
Yes.
for us to finally step into a space of being empowered in how we live our lives and having a team around us and not feeling like we everybody's Molly Maid, but that we
Mm-hmm.
are actually a part of a team. And it's really time for us to be able to step into that role and step into our greatness in that respect. Um, like I said, this is the last one that we'll be doing on a Facebook Live. Everything moving forward will be on YouTube. And so those links will be shared. And we want it on YouTube because YouTube is a little less congested. And so when you're there, you're able to really concentrate on the video versus like watching your news feed go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want you to get these nuggets. We want you to get these nuggets, these M&Ms. We want you to get all of them so that you can leave full and that you can leave, feeling like you can take some of these action steps. So the first thing is getting clear. That's your first and real action, is to get clear so you can know who you need help from, when you need it, where you need them to help you, and how that looks, really breaking it down almost like a SMART goal. That's almost like setting up a SMART
Mm-hmm.
goal. Boundaries are to me like setting up goals.
Yes.
um but I'm a nerd like that. But it's setting that up, and in order to set that up, you have to be clear. Now, if you need help with that, either I or Kelly can work and help you out. Our information is in the whole comment section piece or video description piece. That's what it is. And reach out. Like, this is what we're here for. Reach out. Book a call with one of us to see how can I get this clarity y'all talking about, because y'all made it sound easy and I tried it by myself and I gave up after like an hour. Like after an hour, I still wasn't clear about what I wanted. So making sure that you connect with us after these sessions, because it's going to give you what you need to really begin to put these into action. Any last words for the people?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off of that and say start setting some goals for yourself, because goals begin new behaviors. And that's what we're looking for. We want to change some old behaviors. So start writing down those goals. Take these golden nuggets that we're giving you. And just remember, new goals begins new behaviors.
Typing that in. I like that.
Yeah, girl.
Um, yeah, because goals are really not about what you want. It's about changing you into being a different version of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, that's dope.
So y'all come back and get some of this dopeness. I know y'all want more.
Right, because there are more steps to this process of eliminating that overwhelm that you're feeling. And so this is part one. This is part one. This is the foundation of it all. You know, ending overwhelm isn't a life hack, because whenever your life changes, new level, they say new level, new devil. Each time your life changes, overwhelm comes in because things have shifted. So we want you to be able to get it in and flow throughout your life with a little bit more ease. It may not be easy, but definitely giving you some ease in the process. So we love you all. Our contact information is in that video description section. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We will see you next time. We'll let you know on our media pages when we will be popping up again. Any follow-up questions, just tag replay in the bottom and ask the question, and either I or Kelly will get right back with you. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.